like months ago, August 3rd. Yeah. So my first day, you guys had made up this decision.
I had heard, and a lot of time had gone by, but I had heard on people one that there was friction, and it was not anything that it came up, but it didn't. It went away very quickly, and I didn't act on it because it didn't seem like it was an ongoing thing. But for maybe folks here, it's kind of continued. I don't know, but
on the daily, it really has. And we contain that shit to ourselves. We squash it. We don't need to like put people on blast and like bring the bosses in because we're adults and we can handle it. Again, we've been hitting our numbers and we've been doing a good job. But since this is a daily occurrence now and it's escalating and it's getting worse, and it's actually now affecting our productivity because we need to step away from it all. It's a larger problem.
I mean, we had one of our most productive days yesterday,
which is great. But I think it's having an underlying impact. This is a learning opportunity for everybody else as well. If these feedback of any sort, right? And I apologize that I haven't been able to be here to help coach folks through this. Gabe's been dealing with some issues as well, as everyone knows, and I haven't been able to provide as much oversight as I would like to. But in any respect, the point is, if there's feedback that needs to be delivered, I'm happy to help people facilitate that delivery of feedback for anything, whether that's interpersonal conflict, efficiency improvements.
Did you see he's staring so hard?
People showing up late to work every day. Like, there's things that like aren't, on their own like showstoppers, like terminable offenses necessarily, but if they build up over time, like it becomes an issue. And anything that builds up over time, as small as it starts, can lead to escalation, right? And so it just, anytime any of these things sort of come about, whatever we can do to independently address them would be great before they get to this point, right? Because it's not good to feel like, man, this is like boiled up into this really big issue, and now all of a sudden, like, there's like maybe even physical tension amongst people, right? Verbal abuse, any of those things. We just need to make sure that we're addressing things and mitigating them earlier. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that on your own, again, I'm happy to help facilitate. Gabe can help facilitate. But we hopefully can start out, addressing these things. And also, again, the important part about receiving feedback is being willing to hear it. And again, don't agree with it.
Oh no, I'm suck it all in, man.
You don't have to
I hear
necessarily agree with it. It requires a certain level of maturity to feel like, man, that person's really fucking wrong, and they've done so many things wrong. But I'm just gonna bury all that and say, like, tell me what I need to do differently. Tell me what I've done wrong, what you feel about me, and I'm just gonna take it.
And I told that to we sat down the other day. Gabe had asked me to sit down with my crew, just have a little meeting and just talk about expectations and work standards and whatever. And I tell these guys, if there's something I'm doing, you don't like it, pull me aside and let me know right away. I'm not going to be hurt. I'm not going to be offended. I will be here. I will try to change that behavior right away. Just don't. I'm all about it, man. So I just feel like it's.
So how is? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
How is cohesion then since then?
Yesterday was great. Like we at the end of the day, like we all sat over there. We talked like we got this good day. We have no arguing. We've all just been working. We stay busy. Like everybody's happy. We got our numbers up. We were talking about crushing out Nate's stuff because folk come over and tell us that we're saving it for Monday, and I was like, there's no reason we can't do it Friday and Saturday.
That's besides the point of my question. Right. But what I'm trying to bring it back around is that worked.
We worked well.
That worked.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Just a reflection on your role, your recent role given to you. That should have happened at the beginning.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. But it just seemed like a lot of feedback from these two guys.
No, I'm saying that it should have just been like you should have had that conversation. You should have taken that time out with your team,
Sure.
to build that cohesion and maybe maybe that's reflection on me too. Like we should have done that all as a group at the beginning of this job. Maybe we maybe we take time out at the beginning of every job and, you know, start fresh on every job, and we just kind of roll this over from the last one. And I don't think that I will speak on like your behalf, and maybe it just wasn't projected from the get-go that him being a team lead, that, you know, he, at the same time, he does deserve the respect of getting that position. So, I mean, when it comes down to just like walking off I have an issue of like when people are walking off of that team to a different team to like be productive or lose production on his specific team or Joey's or Fo's specific team. So, I think there's a lot of ins and outs here that can reflect off of each other, and we can build off of each other. So,
Well, and I want to just say, for your own peace of mind,
Sure.
there are a lot of people that had a lot of great things to say about your work ethic and continue to start out by saying that here today.
Sure.
And so I think there is a lot of respect and appreciation for your hard work and motivation and skill. And so I want you to ask yourself why it sort of feels like you're not recognizing that, or that's not felt, but like I've heard it, you know, I've heard lots of people say it, but it sort of feels like, again, like many things, the negative can outweigh the positive.
Absolutely.
And that's true both
Everything.
reactive and in both directions, right? And
Yeah.
so whatever we can do to build off everyone's strengths, that's always the best way to proceed. It's not to nitpick the faults. As a team, we all do better if we play to each other's strengths, and all of us have different strengths. And so as a leader, it's our job to make sure that everybody's really just in the role that plays to their strengths. And so, you know, and also working with a group of folks that they are cohesive with. And it seems like your team is rallied to work with you, and I think I want to continue to give you that opportunity, but we can't create this hostile work environment for anyone. And I think we need to just wipe the slate clean if we can, or if there's anything left that needs to be said, either now or offline on a one-on-one situation, needs to be addressed. If there's anything that people need to apologize for or feel like they regret saying or doing, let's try to wipe the slate clean, or not. I mean, I can't force people to like move on and forgive and forget. I hope that we can do that, but at the end of the day, we all are here to do a job. We all came here to just work on this project, on the previous projects, and it went really well, and it's up to you guys to figure out how you want to finish, really. And if you want to move forward in the future. You know, this could be a growth and learning opportunity, or this could be a black eye, you know. So,
Metaphor.
hopefully only
Obviously.
metaphor.
Is that it?
we're all here today. We have two separate crews. Let's continue to be productive today, work on different sides of the arrays. Everyone digest this. We're not making any decisions today. So if you have to make a decision and you can't be here today, then we'll respect that. But we need to be productive today. And Jim and I need to digest this and conversate amongst ourselves before we make any decisions.
I'm sorry about bringing up something real quick, but my roommate lost my dog last night. I was up really late looking for it. If they haven't found it by tonight, I might not be here tomorrow.
Okay.
If there is, I mean, like, I was up all last night.
Sorry to hear that.
So, just communicate that.
Check pounds. They got a website out there in Boulder County for missing dogs.
Anyone else have anything to add?
Let's just get through this shit.
Yeah, right. Let's do our job, you know what I mean? Let's all be professionals. You know, like he said, for the rest of this job, the slate's clean. Let's just like act like professionals with each other, because it's bad for everybody regardless of who it is. The negativity
I've been doing this for 20 years. You know, I should have a shitty attitude towards men, considering
All right,
you know
here we go.
what I've observed
Here we
and
go.
been through in my life.
Wait, why do you gotta make that comment?
Well, why does it have to be about men? You know?
Well, no, what I'm making a point here because to you it's all about racism.
That's why I think
You
she's
know, that everybody that you're the person that's the only black person here, whatever. I got every reason to be a fucking cunt to everybody, but I'm not. I love working with guys. You know, and I have every reason to hate men because of the shit that has been done to me or I've seen, but I don't take that out on fucking people. I could, but I don't. I'm very aware of that type of behavior. So, you know, these guys standing here, I got a lot of fucking respect for everybody because every one of these guys has stood up to the plate and given a smash, which is rare, unfortunately. This group here, I really appreciate really being in that situation because I've seen a lot of dumb shit in 20 years
Yeah.
dealing with guys. So, you know, being the only female on a job site 99% of the time, I know what it's like being the alpha girl male.
Yeah. And then that's
So, you know, I'm in a different situation, so I know what it's like to be that different person and have people look at me like, oh, yeah, she's the type. Okay, she's out there trying to find a man. Or whatever dumb shit somebody comes up with. You know, I do this because I love it. I'm a fucking geek when it comes to this shit. I don't know why I had to accept that in my life. I tried being a girl and doing office jobs and doing all this other shit. But I found out I love this. I love working with guys. You know, like I've